Welcome to another data science deep dive on our technical track. And the following presentation is going to be by Vijay Pravin, data analytics expert at Siemens AG in Germany. And Siemens is among one of the leading market players, as you know, in the locomotives and mobility business across the world. And Vijay is going to be talking about different use cases in their platform that they build. It's called Rail Intelligent. And he's going to be going looking at different mobility use cases. So I hope you enjoy this presentation.
Hello, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to wherever you are tuning in from. I mean, thanks a lot, first of all, for the Data Science Saloon virtual team. I mean, I was supposed to be in US meeting you all in person, but unfortunately, this pandemic has changed a lot of things. So this COVID has changed our lives. I mean, made our lives a lot tougher than before. But nevertheless, here we are in a virtual event. Thanks again for the whole team. I mean, the team that has set up the whole conference, the technical team, and the poster designing team, and everyone, each and everyone behind this grand success. So I'm Vijay Pravin Maharajan. So I come from South India, Chennai, and I currently reside in Munich, Germany. So I'm 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 sitting in Germany. You guys are hosting this event from US, and there are a lot of people tuning in from Asia and across several borders. So it's good to be part of this grand successful event, and I'm really glad to present you some of the insights on the advancements of data analytics in mobility. So in mobility, particularly in mobility domain, where especially myself, I work with Siemens Mobility GmbH in Germany. So I'll be able to share some of the advancements of data analytics in mobility domain. So before we start, I mean, just a little bit of background where I did my masters and just a short crisp intro to myself. So I did my masters in Germany. So previously I did my bachelor's in electrical engineering from India, and then I carried on with my master's in the same domain from TU Munich, which is one of the top-notch university here in Germany. And then I'm also a TEDx speaker. Glad to be on the TEDx stage as well. So public speaking is one other aspect that I always love to do. So I always believe in giving back to the society. So here I am with the technical topic with something related to data analytics and data science and mobility. So thanks again. Let me jump into the topic. So why there is so much buzz around this topic? There is this data science, AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. Why there is so much buzz? I would say Fortune Finder companies. I mean, you guys are aware of Fortune Finder, right? So since 2000, I mean, just in the span of 20 years, a little more than half of the companies are gone. I mean, they are no more. It's because of the digital disruption and with the advancements in AI and data science and machine learning, I would say it's even more disruptive. I mean, the next 20 is going to be even more worse. If a particular industry isn't coping up with the trend. So what I mean by digital disruption is if I mean working digitally or even let's take this event. I mean, it was supposed to be an in-person event, but nevertheless we somehow managed to pull this off in a grand style by using all sorts of technical platforms that are available and that is feasible for people across the globe. I mean, even if it was an in-person event, it would have constrained the number of audience or let's say the number of viewers inside the hall. But look at the reach now. I mean, there are people watching at this event from Asia, from Australia, from US, Canada, and so on. So uh, that's one such example for digital disruption. I mean, a lot of companies, particularly in US and Europe, they have uh, changed going digital. I mean, they have started working digitally. So that is a welcoming change. So that's the three topics that will be ruling what's lying ahead in front of us for the next 1 or 2 decades. So I'm sure that data analytics or data science or machine learning, artificial intelligence, these are the terms you're gonna listen in the next sort of decades, I would say. So grab your seat belts and then I'll be able to walk you through some of the data analytics insights into the mobility domain. So since I work for Siemens, I mean, we have our own rail engine platform. So I'll just briefly give an introduction to what it is. So we have a rail engine platform that is nothing but rail plus intelligent. So the intelligent rail system. We have applications, we have web applications, we have dashboards. We have so many things that are built using these terms, like digital disruption. I mean, AI, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. So we have data science team, for instance, data engineering team, data analyst team, and there is a marketing team as well. There is a sales team. So we collaboratively work together to set up a platform wherein which we give access rights to the leading market players in mobility domain. Mobility, to the context of this webinar or this particular video, I mean is trains. So Siemens Mobility is one of the leading market players when it comes to working with rail network. So we produce trains. So we produce a lot of trains. We produce trains for several customers. So for instance, Deutsche Bahn from Germany is one of our leading customers, and there are so many. I mean, Deutsche Bahn, SBB, OBB, and so many. Since Siemens has its footprints in let's say more than 100, 150 countries. We used to work with more or less all the mobility vendors or clients across the globe. So what do we have in this particular religion platform? So we have a religion connect where what we call as a data transmission. So we have specific devices uh, from which we grab all the information, all the key performance indicators from the trains. So let's say we go and connect it to the trains on field, and then we grab all sorts of information from the trains. And the trickiest part here is the trains are built across various decades. So let's say we work with trains from 1960s, 1970s, and even most up-to-date recent trains from 2020. So the amount of data sets that we handle in our day-to-day lives, work lives, is something that is not scalable. I mean, we sometimes get a lot of data from trains that even produce um, had a lot of data. And on the other hand, we have crafty number of beautiful data from which we can pre-process the data in a few minutes or hours. So as you all know, data processing is one of the key aspects in every data scientist's life or data science problem. So if you ask me, 70 to 80% of the time has been spent on cleaning the data, on processing the data, on giving it a proper shape. So we do it. We do it with the help of data analysts or data scientists. And then what we do is we process the data. So as I said, we sort of remove the ambiguities or the repetitions or whatsoever that is in place. And let's say this is actually aligned with the data scientists that are out there. So what we are doing here in our particular unit is what you guys are doing in various domains. So that's the beauty of data science. So data science and data analytics is actually applied. It can be applied in any domain. That's the beauty of it. So be it pharmaceutical industry, be it um, finance, retail, or e-commerce, whatever it is. These are the steps that you will follow and you should follow in order to give it a proper shape. So what we then do is we do the data evaluation, sorry. So we turn the data into valuable insights. Let's say we use our expertise, domain know-how, and best practices. So it depends on what the customer needs. So, for example, we sometimes build models using a number of algorithms or models that are available already. Let's say regression models or random forest techniques. So we just play around with the data and then we give it a shape. I mean, we either do a dashboard using some of the data visualization tools that are available on market, or what we do is we um, store it as a web application on our platform. So that gives an opportunity to the management, let's say, or to the dispatcher or maintenance engineer to have a look at it. So let's imagine somebody who is working in somewhere in Africa with a cockpit. So he sees the alert system and he takes actions immediately rather than waiting. So some of the applications that we build in with respect to mobility is, let's say, the predictions. So of course we do a lot of predictions. Predictions in a sense we predict the train delays. So in London there is a train that runs every 2 minutes. There is a metro train that runs every 2 minutes. So imagine if a train is late by a few seconds. That is gonna create a lot of um, further delays on the upcoming trains, and it can be catastrophic. So this is one thing that we do, and apart from that, predicting component failures. So trains is not just about um, let's say engines and the drivers and the passengers. So it's about various components. So we have a lot of components like compressors, fans, doors, for instance. So how many number of times the doors have been used by passengers, or what stations are frequent. So we do these kinds of um, let's say component failure analysis, and then we give an information up front regarding when to monitor and what particular elements have to be inspected. So these are the things that we do on our day-to-day basis. And yeah, I mean, just excuse the right half of the presentation, which is in German. It's nothing but it is modular. I mean, the platform as such, and then it is scalable and it is open for clients who has access. I mean, it's not open for all those. And yes, so what we do? I mean, as I said, since we have our uh, clients or let's say customers in various countries. We work with rail vendors across the globe. So what we do is we pick up an accelerator program. So it is a 6 week program where we just grab the insights, where we get limited data from the trains, and we build a quick demo. We build a quick POC, proof of concept. And then if we are satisfied with the data quality and the contract, and even if the customers or the clients they are happy with what we have built, then we go on. We proceed with the contract that is for a long term. So then we collaborate with people across the globe. So for instance, on the screen you can see we have worked with various vendors. These are a couple of examples that I wanted to show, because not a lot of customers have to be revealed. But these are things that you can even Google. I mean, what are the collaborations that we have done in the past? And what we also help is we help people in, let's say, uh, giving data-driven decision capability. So let's say previously, what people have done is they have all the insights. I mean, right, either from the performance or from the history. But nowadays, things are made a lot easier. I mean, a lot of decisions are made using data. I call it a data-driven decision. So that is, we enable that to our customers. And in my perspective, I would say these are three main key aspects that every data analyst, regardless of the domain where you are working in, I would say please work on these three aspects: data, visuals, and then the narration part. Because I see a lot of people lack in any of these aspects, which then leads to a data product that is of less value. So I would say if you have a proper data set and then a good narration skills, then you can explain. Then you can explain what you can do with the data, what you can see in the data. And in the same way, if you have a data and then the proper visuals in the sense, let's say pie chart or bar chart, and then heat map, whatever it is. So it enlightens what you're about to show. And then on the other hand, if you have a proper visual and a narration, then you tend to engage with the audience. So I call it a triple E factor: explain, engage, and enlighten. So um, wherever domain you are working in, be it mobility, pharmaceutical, e-commerce, or whatever domain that you are working in, please do consider that these are the key aspects that you need to be sure of. So, mobility as an industrial application, I can give you a couple of other examples. So, like you said, we work with um, prediction of train delays. That is one thing, and predicting component failures upfront, so that vendors can be sure of what to do and when to take action. That is one thing. And we also do a lot of infrastructure projects. I mean, what sort of capacity that the particular line has, or what sort of uh, capacity that it can accommodate further. So we also do this infrastructure related projects. And apart from that, we do a lot of let's say day-to-day instant prediction. So let's say the number of passengers, the most frequent stations, let's say, and what's the difference between the previous years? How has the mobility evolved? So right now we are focusing mainly on mobility in terms of trains and everything, but for sure there is a huge opportunity whenever there is this e-mobility set up in place, that will for sure give a whole new dimension to our what we do. So yes, that's in short about what I wanted to tell, particularly about mobility domain. But nevertheless, uh, data analytics, or machine learning and artificial intelligence is something that you can always explore, and it is like an ocean. So what I have just mentioned in this stipulated 15-20 minutes is just a drop in an ocean. So there are still a lot of techniques and a lot of things that have to be learned, and for sure Google is one of the best tutors and education platform. I mean, platform where you can get educated by yourself, and of course you can use a lot of YouTube to learn more sort of digital and data analytics. What it is used, how well you can deep dive into data analytics and so on. So yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, and thank you very much.
That was Vijay Pravin, data analytics expert at Siemens AI in Germany, with his presentation on showcasing many real-world use cases by Rail Intelligent Platform, while also looking at the bright future of mobility. If you'd like to watch more videos like this one, you can subscribe to the DSS Insider program, where you can see our complete on-demand video repository from a wide range of topics, and you can watch them on your own time. And also make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Thanks.